Hello class, my name is Joseph Fayette and I'm here to talk to you about the growing issue of global warming that's been going on for many years now, and the importance of addressing the issue. So for those of you who don't know already, one of the main causes for global warming is the carbon dioxide emissions that arise from human activities that involve burning of fossil fuels, coal burning, and deforestation. The CO2 emissions that rise to the atmosphere accumulate, and it forms an invisible, basically heat-trapping blanket. And a similar scenario is you can picture a car being basking in the parking lot, and the heat is trapped in the vehicle. It enters through the windows and cannot escape, and leaving it trapped, and a rise in temperature occurs. The consequences of these climate changes can be very devastating. Polar ice caps melting, damaged ecosystems, increase in floods, sea levels, and basically a big threat to our biodiversity as a planet. Recent scientific studies have provided evidence of a correlation between human-influenced CO2 emissions and the rising greenhouse gases since the days of the Industrial Revolution. According to the statistics from the journal Article Database Real Climate, CO2 concentrations have increased from 280 to 380 parts per million over the last 150 years. I mean, the only natural help that the planet gets are from the oceans and biospheres that absorb some of those emissions that arise from human activity. Also, since the industrial age, man has produced CO2 emissions that outweigh at a higher rate than the oceans and biospheres can absorb. In addition to the drastic CO2 levels, new compounds that enhance the greenhouse effect, such as chlorofluorocarbons and hydrofluorocarbons, have been discovered. The U.S. government needs to lay down a plan to build an economy based on clean, renewable energy and rely less on coal burning and the nuclear power plants. Some numbers, courtesy of the environmental organization Sierra Club, show that coal-burning power plants are responsible for 59% of the nation's sulfur dioxide pollution, 50% of its particle pollution, and 40% of total CO2 emissions. There already has been ongoing research for cleaner energy solutions in the form of solar, wind, and hydroelectric, which is basically water-powered. Technology for these renewable resources are available now, but the issue lies in economic funding, government dedication to it, since there are many other global issues they have to worry about. But the technology is there, the research has been done. It's not that we have to research, anymore. And we also need to make it more accessible to the general population. Transitioning to clean energy will result in a less hazardous environment that will come with a reduction of pollutants responsible for global warming. An important advantage of renewable energy over burning fossil fuels is sustainability. There would never be a concern about running out of sunlight, water, wind, but there is a concern about eventually running out of the fossil fuels that have been produced underneath the Earth's surface for many years. Wind farms have been established for many years. The technology there has already been done. You can see a lot of it in California and on the road, if you're driving from Arizona to California. Solar panels have already been installed for many years as well, at home or in business buildings. Wind power is free of air emissions, pollutants, or waste. And some data gathered from the Union of Concerned Scientists show that a normal 750 kilowatt wind turbine can power roughly 328 non-electric powered homes. Another testimony for solar energy from a supplier, the supplier company Renewable Solar Energy, who has supplied a few solar power systems to different locales throughout the United States, such as Hanford Fox Theater in Hanford, California. And owner Dan Humison said his electric bill was only $300 last year. $300, that's for 12 months. That is extremely low maintenance costs, and what is more incredible is that it was used to power a huge theater and not a home. Hydroelectric power, which is water-based, is another clean source that is renewable, has low maintenance costs, is reliable, and delivers constant electricity. The process works by trapping water in a dam and letting the flow of the water power the turbines that will power the electric generator. Fossil fuels and coal, on the other hand, do not have an endless supply and will deplete if used up completely. As a nation, we need a plan for a healthier environment to live in by restraining global warming as much as we can. CO2 emissions from nuclear power plants and cars and everyday activities can potentially lead to fatal consequences. As one of the biggest threats facing the planet, the longer we delay putting a plan of action, the more the damage is being done to the Earth's biodiversity and ecosystems. Thank you.